Welcome, travel lovers. Let's explore Japan together. I went to the airport a bit earlier than my friend, so I decided to look around and check out the airport. So that's the Indonesian airport, and this is me mimicking a famous Instagram reel. I hope I get to post it. So my friends arrived and we had something to eat, checked in, got our tickets, and headed to the airplane. So here we are walking gently into the airplane, saying bye-bye to Indonesia and hello to Japan. I got my backpack checked for Philippine Airlines. A few hours we got some food. Here is some potatoes and I think that's chicken. They usually give like bread and some side dishes too. The sky was beautiful. It was blue. It looked just magical. You can see us leaving the airport in Indonesia whilst we are in the air. It's always scary to fly actually, but once you're in the air, it's just such a beautiful sight. So I think after 4 to 5 hours, we arrived in Manila, that's Philippines. That was the transit before we get to Japan. There wasn't a straight flight to Japan at the time. And usually the landing is a bit rough. You see that? Oh, that's crazy. It's usually very rough and scary because that time where the airplane taxis is always scary. The moment the tires land, there's always a very rough turbulence that scares you. But I mean, it becomes a bit easier and softer for you to get around. So yeah, I was very excited to finally land. Arrived in Philippines, took some pictures. We spent just 2 hours and we had to go back into the next flight straight to Japan. It took a couple of hours, I think I forgot, but it wasn't so lengthy and we got there on time. As usual, we had lunch. So this was the lunch given. It was noodles with beef, bread, and dried mangoes. And we arrived in Japan. We had to take a train to our location in Osaka. It was very exciting to take the train in Japan. We had to find a way through the subway and locate our Airbnb. We had already registered and booked an Airbnb for the whole group. And it was exciting trying to see the whole city, the bright lights, and all these tall buildings. Whilst we walked along the pavement, we saw beautiful things. For example, there were vending machines everywhere. The street was very quiet and empty, and everything was really silent. Like there was nothing like noise or anything like that. So the next day we went to the Osaka Castle, and beside it is a very beautiful lake and river. It was really exciting to be able to see how vegetation and modern architecture all blended into one. So this is the Osaka Castle. It's huge, big, and so many people were there on that day just to visit. Just around the castle, we also saw some stands where they were selling anime action figures. They were so cute, but they were pretty expensive. I am not really into anime, so I didn't get any, but it was just good looking at it, you know, taking the video for memory's sake, and I could remember how these things looked. We had to take a long walk through a very beautiful garden to find our way back to our destination. Here I am with my colleagues trying to see the view, take pictures, and here I am videoing myself with this Japanese lady at the back looking at me wondering what the heck I'm doing. But yeah, I was just having fun and enjoying my life anyways, paying nobody no mind. Taking a walk was beautiful. It was very quiet and cool. The view of the garden was really beautiful. There were a lot of people walking either to the Osaka Castle or the coming back from the Osaka Castle. This was a very, very long stairs down. It was pretty far. You keep going and you wonder if you're gonna get there anytime soon. But yeah, and there was a toilet just on the right hand side, so a lot of us needed to use the bathroom for some time before we can continue the journey. We walked a lot, so there was a lot of touring by foot and by train throughout the whole Japan, and it was a great experience because we got to see every location firsthand. And here was me trying to just check some of my colleagues come in, or they were way behind, so we had to make sure that everybody was together before we moved. No one left behind, guys. All the walking, all the chatting, everybody needs to be in the same space so we can all move. So I'm just checking myself out, and I'm loving my hair, of course, you know, a natural girl here. And we moved on to the view. Was still beautiful. It was a very long walk, a very long, beautiful nature walk, and we really enjoyed every single bit of it. We had to head back home, so of course here is the train, taking the subway and the train back. It was always exciting finding our way around with the MRT. It was difficult but exciting because you have a ticket, and that is what you use to ride the trains. We went to a different location, which was a very, very busy central location in Japan. We took a lot of views wandering the shops. We had the Uniqlo, there was 7-Eleven. It was really exciting and busy. Everybody was out, and this was like a weekday. It was a weekday, you know. We were on break as teachers, but it was a weekday, so I wasn't expecting so many people. But it was a very busy location, and there was so much to see. There were shops for clothes, bags, and we had to eat because it took some time. This was the location for our food. We sat down and had some order. Here is me with a picture, and here is my lunch. Very delicious. We kept walking after that to explore this central location where it's the busiest and most exciting place in Japan. It is the center for all billboards. We have H&M, there was Glyco, and so many lights, bright things, and there was even Don Quixote. Don Quixote is a very popular shop in Japan where you can get all your needs when you come to Japan. So here is the opening or the front version of Don Quixote. It is a very huge shop. You can buy all the things or souvenirs that you can get in Japan from Don Quixote, and you can get extra discount if you have a visa or you were a visitor or foreigner in Japan. It was exciting. We took some pictures inside there. It looked like a very beautiful disco location. Here I am trying to fix some souvenirs and pick them up. We then later explore some very beautiful art in Japan. Huge crabs and huge dishes. They have a way of creating fake food, you know. They have this art of making food look so real just for advertisement. It was the most fascinating thing I have seen. Bright lights everywhere. Okay, Japanese characters everywhere. Here is just a stand of food that is made like an art. All these, they are not real. Every single one of them is fake, but it looks so real. It looks so realistic because these are artists that make food, sushi, chicken cutlet, beef, meat, shrimps, prawns, so many things. It was really exciting to see. Our next visit was to this temple, one of the most popular temples here in Japan. You can see the number of people trying to find their way around this location in this temple. We entered, and the first view was just magnificent. It has this orange / black theme and gold. Okay, they don't use this anymore like a current temple, but it's now just for sightseeing. So people come here, take pictures, and there's a huge place where you can actually buy so many souvenirs. And there is a part where you can actually make some wishes if you want to, but everything is paid, right? So you need to have money to make payment and get what you need to get done. But the view was really beautiful. It was nice seeing how the wood is being constructed and put together in such a way that it builds a very huge, steady environment. As usual, it was very busy with so many tourists trying to take pictures, enjoy the view, and take a walk through that. We were, of course, tired and had some lunch. I had this, and then we all had some sushi and multiple variety and dishes available. Then next we had heard to another temple, and it's quite similar to the previous one in terms of the color and the building structure. We also had matcha ice cream. Matcha is very popular here in Japan actually. Now they have very beautiful stand canopies which gives you some cool air by sprinkling water on you. That was really cool. After that, we took a very beautiful walk into the bamboo forest, took another train, went to the bamboo forest, and it was amazing. Bamboo was everywhere. There was so many, and it was a very long walk, quite a long walk. It was a very huge area filled with bamboos, and there was an old Japanese man who was giving us directions and trying to help us figure our way around and not get lost. The next day we decided to head to Tokyo, where we had more pictures, enjoyed more fun, and there was a one-piece shop where some of the teachers bought some souvenirs from. Then here we are, Universal Studios in Japan. Universal Studios is, very popular when it comes to all the animations, and it's an amusement park. We just toured around to see what was happening, took pictures and videos of the places around us. So yeah, that was also very exciting. Had more ice cream and took some ice cream videos with my colleagues. It was just too pretty. I wish I could take them again. Now on the last day we went to a tour to Mount Fuji. Before we take this tour, we need to pass through different cities and different towns, and it was beautiful. This was more like the countryside with so much cool air, so many hills and vegetation. Beautiful calm neighborhood. It's not as busy as the city, so it has a very reserved and warm environment. It was very beautiful seeing all this green vegetation whilst we took our tour in the bus. Now the tour guide told us so many things about the city. We had to visit some of the city before we went on to our trip. At our first stop, we went to a garden, had the most beautiful flowers, including lavender, different varieties of flowers. We also had some snacks, enjoyed some ice cream, blueberry ice cream. I loved it. And here is a picture of me looking at Mount Fuji, the most beautiful sight I've ever seen. It's time to leave Japan and go back to Indonesia. There is a specific bus that is assigned to take tourists from the different locations they found themselves in all the way to the airport. So here is an airport bus taking us to our terminal so we can go check ourselves in and get ready for our flight to leave Japan. It was a very long ride, but we got through everything, got ready and went through immigration. Here we are getting into the flight for us to go back to Manila again and then get back into Indonesia, because that is our transit. So it was Indonesia, Manila, Japan, Japan, Manila, Indonesia. So we set off. We got lunch again. This time I took pork. I think it's pork cutlet and rice. There were so many side dishes and with salad, and I think there was some fruits on the side. Here I am trying to open it, and here's the pork cutlet with rice underneath, and I think curry probably. Yeah, the food was delicious. It was good. So we set off again from Manila all the way to Indonesia. We got there very late, but it was an exciting experience, and I will definitely go back to Japan again because I would love to really experience more of the city. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.